Hi Capricorn, this is your April 2023 reading. Well, mid-April at this point, we're going to spend some time focusing on the eclipses that are happening on the 19th, 20th of April. That's going to be a pretty important transit for the collective, and no less you Capricorn. You are cardinal Earth. This eclipse is falling in cardinal fire Aries. So for that reason, it is directly squaring any of your Capricorn placements by sign. Before we get into that, let's look at what's already happened in April for you. And I'm getting the energy of the Six of Swords. So what's happening here? There's a transition happening, right? There's a movement away from. But what are you moving away from? What have you moved on from? You've been asking yourself these questions, Capricorn. You've been noticing that you've moved on from something in a bigger way. Leaving the past behind us comes up with the Six of Swords. It's not to say that, healing has been achieved, the intent has been activated and you're completely over it. You don't even think about it anymore. Some of you, that will be true, and that's an amazing feeling of relief. As we can see, the choppier waters here at the side of the boat look a little bit different to what lays in front of you. Smoother territory, some calmer waters. So we can speak to this journey of the Six of Swords as the healing journey, moving on from what? Upset, sabotage, self-sabotage. We're moving on from our mistakes, our regrets. We're moving on from tension and anxiety and difficult situations that emerged for us. I did notice that at the bottom of the deck, the Seven of Swords was there in reverse. So this is energy that is, I guess it's around you at the moment. It's people around you and the environment that's set up for you now. When we look at the Seven of Swords, we kind of want to take some advice so that we make the right moves and we don't get caught out or embarrass ourselves or fail. So when the reversal comes up of the Seven of Swords, we're encouraged to take advice. From who? From people who know what they're talking about, from people with lived experience. If it's in business and enterprise and entrepreneurship and anything like a self-employment perhaps. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse speaks to learning from people's mistakes, actually. You may be learning more from people's mistakes around you than even their successes. And perhaps, Capricorn, you have been making mistakes, absolutely fine. For some of you, I think that's true because the Six of Swords speaks to moving on from mistakes that have been made. But we've learned, and we can't really learn unless we make mistakes along the way. It's part of growth, and everything is a blessing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all here for us to learn from. And the only mistake that we could continue to make is if we don't learn along the way. So you're learning from people in business, people that have done really well and had a lot of success. And then of course there may be people who have actually had failed businesses or failed family run enterprises I'm seeing. And you're just being encouraged to take some advice there recently. As the month progresses and you're here in the present moment, I'm getting this beautiful Ace of Cups. So this is hope, promise, faith, and connection. It's the sense that you know that everything is turning out okay and that everything is right in the world around you, especially on an emotional level, and especially in terms of any relationships that you hold near and dear to your heart. So this is just a very comforting message, and I will clear up these cards and go a little deeper. So the message coming up around the eclipses is our first major arcana so far. From around the 19th, 20th of April, we're stepping into Chariot card energy. So the Chariot is the major arcana card of stepping up and ascending, and I guess it's the progress that has been brewing for us on an internal level for quite some time. But the soul kind of is in an unconscious part of our makeup, and it transmits, I suppose, the frequency of our desires to the actionable, conscious parts of us. And that could be our conscious mind, it could be our physical body. And the desires that it transmits, through actions to individuate, I guess, are calling for you to step up and do something now. You may think that's you, Capricorn. You may think, well, I want to do that. I feel like my body is ready for that. I feel like I can tackle that. I feel like I can do it, make it happen. Well, yes, that is you, but it's coming from somewhere when we see the Chariot card that's very deep, very soulful. So it's almost like an unconscious part of ourself. And that's just saying that you have been ready for some time. Let's make it happen. I'm just noticing now that at the bottom of the deck, on my other deck nearby, we have the Chariot card with the Judgment card and the Lovers. So some of you are making massive strides and advancements in terms of a romantic relationship or an important relationship. This could be getting married. This could be something that's happening really soon where you're stepping up and rising to the challenge. If it's not anything to do with a romantic relationship, these eclipses mean for you rising to the challenge. Yes, this may seem like it's going to be something that's going to be a new chapter for you, difficult for you, unknown to you still, but I have a sense that by the end of the month, you're really, really rising to any of the challenges that come up. And the Chariot also speaks to victory. It speaks to success. It speaks to the readiness to level up in all ways, and there's a lack of fear there, which is really great. There's more love than fear in this relationship. Always love to see that. Let's pull some more cards and go a bit deeper into these messages for you and look at what you may have been moving on from lately. The Six of Swords. Let's clear that up. The Eight of Swords. So now we've seen the 7, 8, and 6 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. And very interestingly on this card, I saw just under those 3 cards that I showed you, the 8 of Swords is there too. Okay, so some of you are having cold feet about something. Some of you are feeling that you're not so sure. There isn't exactly physical blocks in front of you or people standing up against you. For instance, there's nobody going to step into the wedding ceremony and say, I object. I know that there's a reason that this couple shouldn't be together. That would be something more that's in your head, right? And these are not external blocks or obstacles or external limitations in the form of people who demand your time, your energy, your resources even, but there's a fear of being taken from by you, and that's why in the 4 of Pentacles you're holding on so tightly. You're really clamping those feet down on the 4 of Pentacles, 2 Pentacles. You're holding one really tightly. That's where the fear comes in, and it's all coming from within you. It's not necessarily that there is somebody here saying like, give me this, I'm going to take this from you, but there's a sense that you don't want to let your guard down. You're feeling a little bit like if you let your guard down, you are in a vulnerable place. You're going to be taken advantage of. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from that message there. So what are you moving on from? This is more just kind of, I was getting that message from somebody who I feel like there's like a marriage coming up or a ceremony or something for you. In terms of a relationship, and if it's not that, it's like taking the plunge and going out on a date or moving in together or even just asking this person out. What are you moving on from lately, Capricorn? You're moving on from self-limiting beliefs. The 8 of Swords, like I said, this is not an external obstacle. This person can free themselves from the situation with effort, of course, with belief in themselves, with a open mind. But until that point, they kind of stay in a mindset of being closed, being trapped, being closed off from other people. That's the 4 of Pentacles. The heart space is blocked off. So you're moving on from being afraid to let your guard down, being afraid to let people in. You're moving towards then the Ace of Cups, which is free flowing heart space, love, connection, vulnerability, and intimacy, moving away from feeling like you have to do it all on your own, perhaps moving away from this belief that some people are out to take from you, and that makes you not want to give. That maybe suggests that you've been burned in the past, but you're carrying on beliefs from past relationships, past situations that don't really resonate or fit the bill at the moment. So that's a great thing to move on from. Moving on from being your own worst enemy. Like I said, what could we be moving on from in the Six of Swords? There's always sabotage and we can't control other people, but 9 times out of 10, would you agree that we're our own worst enemy? And a lot of the limitations that emerge in our life come from a place within. The brain trying to keep us safe and just not always wanting us to take risks. Fool card at the bottom of the deck, not always wanting us to grow and change and develop and embrace the unknown. So let's have a look then. I like to see that's what you've moved on from. This is just paving the way for more light to come in, more love to come into your life. And that's what's happening right now. You're saying like, whoa, I'm so connected. The Ace of Cups for some is the potential to meet somebody. For some is the potential to expand the family. For some, this is the potential to make friends, to connect with family. It's just all about love, basically. And some of you will be connecting with a pet. Some of you will be that Seven of Swords just revealing itself again in reverse. What's going on there? It's just calling you to make up your mind, maybe. What else am I hearing with this Seven of Swords? Make up your mind. Take heed. Take wise counsel. Some people know what they're talking about. And get a second opinion is coming up. Especially, I think, get a second opinion on something health related. So the Ace of Cups, let's see what's coming through around now, right? What's happening now for you? We won't get hung up on dates, Capricorn. I always intend for this reading to be a fluid message no matter when you get it. I'm kind of saying, let's say the 10th to the 20th of April, but that's pretty present, and no matter when you find it, take it for the present. The Seven of Cups and the Queen of Swords. So right now there is a feeling of overwhelming love, in fact. Now the Seven of Cups usually is overwhelming, but overwhelming love is a good thing. But there is a sense of, for some of you, having to discern your options in love. For some of you, you may be deciding between different romantic interests. For some of you, you may be deciding where to allocate your time, who to spend time with, and you can't see everybody at all times, but perhaps there's somebody who you would most like to see, I guess. You could be dealing with a Libra at this time, and at the moment I feel like there's a Libra in your life, or a Cancer perhaps, that really has your attention. The Queen of Swords is saying that right now you can see a real clear future for yourself, and it's not so much about what you'll be doing, it's more about who you will be spending your time with, who belongs in your vision for the future, who is here to just fill you with love, and you know who kind of can overwhelm you. And I get the sense that somebody can be interpreted by you as being a bad influence on you at the moment. You're not easily influenced, Capricorn, do not get me wrong. You are very sure of yourself at the moment, but you weren't always so sure of yourself, and that's what that healing journey has been around, moving on from expecting the worst in everybody, suspecting people, not letting your guard down, and feeling distrustful. And there was like a dissociation then, like a head in the clouds as a result of that. We do have a lot of cloudy imagery on these three cards, and I do get the sense that you've had to kind of take the rose-colored glasses off and see who is there to support you, love you, and help you on this journey. And you have to see that very clearly, and only you can see that at the right time. And some of these connections in your life are here because there's a karma involved. Justice card at the bottom of the deck, there's a debt to be settled. And for some that has happened now, and it's okay to say goodbye. And it's okay to surrender some of these connections where the meaning and lesson or blessing of the relationship is already passed. But for some, there's a confusion around probably who to spend your time with, as well as it's trying, I guess I'm getting the message that there's something trying to get clear to you about who comes with you into the future, basically, into your future. So the Chariot card, our first and only major arcana card actually that's come out on the spread. So it's pretty significant, and what's coming up for you around the eclipses of course will be significant, but you're ready for it. It's representing a period of growth overall, a period of leveling up. Mundanely, the Chariot can speak to a car. It can also speak to a journey, continuing the journey from the Six of Swords to the Chariot card as the month of April progresses. Even since late March, you've been on this particular journey. And it's time to sort of step into the fact that it's happening. And you're on this journey now, and it's only a matter of time, the Chariot says, before the incubation period is over and you are like just kind of like living in that level up period. And the journey that you've been on is an ongoing process, but around the 20th of April, it seems to take a kind of, we're turning up the speed a little bit, I think. I'm going to also pull a special card just to get like a message of guidance for this particular eclipse season for you. Beautiful energy, the Ace of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. That's great because all the focus that you have at this time towards the end of the month is paving the way for something that you're going to continuously be working on for a while. There is so much opportunity for you at the end of the month, and the Ace of Wands is just saying when you're ready, go get it. When you're ready, go after it, and you are ready. You've done the work. You've focused. You've completed the assignment and understood it. So now it's up to you just to be a little bit more ballsy, I think, and apply yourself and go and actually grab it. You have two aces in this reading. That means that April is and has been a month full of opportunity for you to step into further alignment, more aligned relationships, more aligned connections, more alignment with your existing relationships, and then more alignment with what sets your heart and soul on fire, what makes you feel super alive and passionate and creative. These are the desires that I was speaking of, coming from a seemingly conscious and motivated and willful, egotistical place. In fact, they come from somewhere a lot deeper. The soul co-creates with the ego to make experiences happen. We have an experience, we act, there's a reaction, then there's another action, another reaction, and so on and so forth. But that's coming from the soul's desire to experience. And basically what I'm seeing is like there's a lot of actions to be taken so that life can unfold for you, and you really trust in the process, and it really excites you. I think this eclipse season is going to be a beautiful portal for you to continue to work on what you're working on, but then also to be presented with new and invigorating possibilities and opportunities. More specifically, work opportunities, project opportunities are coming up. There's a lot of excitement when it comes to this, and the passion is there. The Chariot card, it's like that leveling up in a video game. You get your little tokens, munch, munch, munch on each of these coins. I know a lot of games we're like going around, we're collecting our tokens, our coins, and that is like, yes, you passed, go to the next level. And that's what life is all about. It's a game at the end of the day, or sometimes it feels like that at least. Let's pull one more card for you and just take this as a message for this eclipse season. I didn't do this for any of the other signs this year, this month, Capricorn. So let's kind of have a look at what's going on for these eclipse season portal for you. The eclipse is on the 20th of April roughly, and another on the 5th of May. Eclipses are hyper-focused, hypercharged new and full moons that have often and traditionally, historically pertained to destiny in astrology. The King of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and now the Ten of Pentacles has turned upright. This could be an eclipse period that is very much focused around your finances and your investments. If things that you have invested in financially or your resources have been spread and allocated in different areas, you may feel that there's a, eclipses can be a bit more sudden. You may feel like there's a vacillation around that. That's why that Seven of Swords, I think, kept coming through in reverse. Take heed, take advice. You don't know it all, and that's perfectly okay. You will know more about this once you have taken the solid advice. And that's the Ten of Pentacles upright. This can be made a success of, but don't rush into anything, especially with your money around the eclipses. From the 20th of April to the 5th of May, I think it may be more wise to conserve what you already have, to make more. If you're investing, I would perhaps lean more towards less risky or volatile investments. I do have the Tower card here in reverse too. And going towards something that's tried and true and tested with longevity, with security. And know that this portal will pass, but sometimes things can be a little more shaky. And advice is there for you from people in the medical industry. Just to get a second opinion there is what I'm thinking about. If you're working with people in the financial, legal industries too, a second opinion wouldn't be the worst thing, and trusting in your intuition as well as what you're being told by other people, other external agents. What else would I say about the eclipses for you? You are called to focus on what you have, and also called to remind yourself that you are not valued at what you have on a material level, and your intrinsic value as a human being is not dependent on what you have or what you don't have. And what you have and what you don't have in terms of material resources will always fluctuate, but your value as a human being will never, okay? So that's my message for you, and I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I've got a relationship and love reading linked below. That's going to be exclusive to my Patreon. And if you're not going over there and you're sticking around here only, I'd love if you would subscribe so that you don't miss out on further readings. Happy eclipse season, Capricorn. Take care, and thanks for watching.